Hey, why are you so sad? Oh, you waited to the last second to get your Outbreak and your Outbreak Catalyst, didn't you? Silly Warlock. Now you're worried you're never going to get that Catalyst done. Timeout and good news. Papa Mano's got some strategies for you to use. There's still time to get your Outbreak perfected and the Catalyst, but you have to act this week. Want to know some secrets on how to get it done really easily? Stay tuned. We'll show you how. Now, some of you may or may not know, but I really do enjoy the 0-hour mission. Maybe just a little bit too much? In any case, it's become clear that this is a huge staple of my channel, and I am going to be sad when this mission goes away. I do really enjoy getting people their Outbreak perfected, as well as helping people get their Catalyst taken care of, but we're now in the final days of the life cycle of this great mission. Now that we're in the final couple of weeks before Beyond Light launches, there are now some different things that you have to do if you want to get the Catalyst for this weapon taken care of, and you have to act now. After doing this mission nearly 900 times and getting many people their Catalyst and their weapon, I've got some secrets and tips for you to get it done. All right, first things first. Before you can even start worrying about the Catalyst and the heroic version, you first need to get access to the 0-hour mission. What you need to do first is pick up the Fallen Transponder and the 6 hidden nodes inside of the game. If you cannot access the Fallen Transponder area, which is on Titan, what you need to do is complete the Enemy of My Enemy quest line. Once you do that, you're able to go into this secret room here and examine the Fallen device. There's a lot of really easy guides to follow, including a couple on my channel, but I'm going to go ahead and link a really good article that shows you where all of those things are in the description box of my video. To be honest with you, I don't feel like many people struggle with this section. They're going to be struggling with the last part of this, how to get Outbreak perfected on the normal mission, and then how to do it on heroic, and then how to complete the Catalyst. To launch the normal mode of 0-hour, go to the farm and go to the basement of the building on the right-hand side of the load-in zone. Find Mithrax or Rendezvous to get access to 0-hour there. To launch the heroic version of it, you have to be on a character that has completed the normal mode before. It will be on the director. Once you get access to the mission, you'll be brought first to the old Tower Observatory area. You'll need to clear out all the enemies there to open up the barrier. Once you do that, you will then end up in the main tower area of Destiny 1. That's also where the vault was. Clear out all those enemies to open the barrier that will take you into the tower hangar. If you don't know where to go once you've killed all the enemies, I'm going to go ahead and show you on screen right now where you need to go. Go up through these areas, crouch through, and this will bring you through into the tower hangar. Once you're in the tower hangar area, you'll need to clear out all of the enemies. There's going to be a lot of shanks, a lot of servitors, as well as a giant tank in the back. This is a great place to pop your super and to clear out all the enemies. One thing you have to do is you do need to take some chances, pop a lot of shields. There will be a lot of solar and void shields, so bringing weapons to take these guys down is a really good idea. Once you've killed all of those enemies, you'll follow the path that you see here on screen around the corner into these back hallways. You'll need to clear out all of these enemies throughout all these hallways to get to the final area where you need to jump down. Basically, keep following the path forward. If you see a barrier or if you see any enemies, you'll need to make sure you knock them out. Now, be careful because there are some enemies in this area that are invisible and will not be on your radar right away. Take your time and make sure you clear them all out, especially in this room that you see here on screen. If you miss any enemies, you'll have to go backwards and you'll lose precious time. Once you've cleared all of those barriers, you'll see a big open area and an elevator with an M next to it. Fall down that elevator shaft and go into the jumping puzzle. On normal mode, you'll go to the left underneath the ship. On heroic mode, you'll go to the right. There will be a grate that will be open. You can go ahead and go through there. In this video, I'm doing the normal run. I would invite you to check out my solo flawless guide for the heroic path. The biggest challenge on the normal mode is right here outside of the wall. You'll need to fall down into this area here. There will be a bridge that you can fall down onto. Now, you can make it on all the different characters. The hardest character to make it on is the Titan, because you'll have to get more angular momentum like I do here. I actually changed to some different boots to allow me to get that right angle. You'll want to make sure that you take some time and do that. On normal mode, you'll be led here into this area with lots of these little steps. follow the path that you see here on screen to open up the area to the fans. Whether you're on heroic or normal mode, you'll be led to the fans area. A lot of people die in this area because they don't use the fan space in between to stay safe. What you can do is jump onto the central platforms in between the fans and then jump through the paths that you need to jump through. That'll help you stay safe and not get chopped up. Make your way through the chasm here. There is a button that you can push that will put out some platforms if you have some buddies who are running with you. Next up, we're in the TREVOR area. TREVOR is a security robot that moves in a predetermined path. What you should do is, if you are the first one there in the TREVOR area, you need to follow the path that you see here on screen. This will allow you to be completely safe and you will never see TREVOR except at the very beginning. You'll also have some barriers that you won't be able to go through, but this will allow you to go through the area and hit all 4 switches that you need to open the door to escape from the TREVOR area. Again, just follow the path that you see here on screen. If I'm going a little fast, go ahead and just slow down the YouTube speed and you should be good to go. If for some reason you die in this area or you need to take a different path, there are lots of places to hide from TREVOR. There's lots of little cubby and hidey holes throughout these areas in the hallways. Just crouch down into them and you'll be safe away from TREVOR hitting you. Go into this elevator shaft room, hit these switches, and you'll be brought up. There are some edges of the room that you can actually climb up. If you want to be a speedrunner, you can totally do that. What you're going to do is follow this path that you see here on screen, and this will take you to the vault area. In the vault room, there's a small secret button that you need to push. You'll see it on screen back there with the cryptarch symbol. Once you go through that secret door, you'll see a floor grid. On normal mode, nothing is going to happen there. However, on heroic mode, you'll need to take the path that matches the Singe week. If you don't know what Singe it is, pull out your ghost, but here are the paths that you need to take on screen. If you don't take those paths, a heat trap will actually start up and you will die. Next up, for the basic mission, what we're going to do is go all the way to the far room on the right-hand side, fall down the hole, and go forward as far as we can. It will drop you down into the final area with Siriks. What you'll need to do to defeat the final boss is to go ahead and do some damage to him, and he will spawn up a bunch of different enemies. What you want to do is move him all the way from the front of the room, all the way around the room, so he's back at the front. Once you've done that and killed all the enemies, you will have the timer stop and you will be done with 0 hour. I'm not going to cover all the ways you can do it. There are a ton of ways to complete this final room, but I recommend that you check out some of my different video guides. What I'm going to cover now are some of the glitches and things that I use on stream to help people get these clears done. The first trick that I'm going to show you is the out of bounds glitch path. I've had many people ask about this on stream. They've seen me do it a number of times, but this is not a new thing. This is something that I've used and some other speedrunners have used to help complete this mission very quickly. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to want to get a sword and you're going to want to be on a Titan or a Warlock. You can do it on a Hunter, but it's easier on a Titan or a Warlock. What you're going to do is you're going to make your way over to the door over here. You're not going to kill any of the enemies in the Tower Plaza. You're going to look at that door. We're not going through that door. We're going to actually go underneath it. So what you're going to do is fall down here and go over to this left-hand side. This rock right here is solid, and you will be able to glitch in out of bounds into a different portion of the map. You can see here that I'm underneath the barrier. There's no way to get in. Now, Warlocks like to do it a different way. They actually go underneath, but then they use their Icarus dash to land on that platform right there. Once you get underneath the map, it's relatively straightforward. We're going to go ahead and follow this concrete path here past these 2 large beams. What's going to happen is you're going to run into a barrier at the 3rd beam. You're going to see kind of another beam that's broken up. You're going to aim to the left-hand side of it. You're going to get a lot of height and jump up there. When you do that, you're going to land on this platform here. If you don't get enough height, you'll land inside of that concrete structure and then you'll have to restart. But if you do it this way, you'll be fine. Come down over here to this platform and swing either with the sword or slide through here to this area. Sometimes the glitch does not work there, and I'll show you what you need to do afterwards, but we'll continue since this was successful. You're going to jump up here to this area, right up here, make your way through here, and you're going to end up near the elevator shaft. However, you need to get up out into the map. If you see that little spot that I shot there, we're going to aim and jump over there, turn around really quickly, and swing our sword. By doing that, it's going to put us onto an area in the map that we can walk through, jump up, and get into the map. And now we can continue on without any issues. You can see over back on the other side, none of the barriers are actually up. I've actually not defeated any of the enemies, and I'm actually able to go down the elevator shaft. Now that I've told you about the out of bounds glitch, there's a couple of key considerations to talk about. First, it's not really a big deal, but there is something that can happen where as you try to glitch into areas of the map, you can die. I'm going to show you on this run, I'm actually going to die at a certain point in the map. As you come down here into the tower hangar area, you need to swing your sword to get through this. Sometimes when you swing your sword, you will actually die and get teleported inside the actual main area of the map. If that happens, continue on. There's nothing stopping you at this point. There's no enemies, there's no shields, there's no barriers. Just continue on. You'll lose a little bit of time, but you can still continue and move on throughout this section. I can't yet define what actually causes this to happen. Some people have said that it's been tied to frame rates. Some people have been saying that it's tied to a specific frame that you have to glitch into. Some people say it's connection, and I have not been able to prove it one way or the other. Sometimes it will work for me without me even having to try, and sometimes I can never seem to get it. Just make sure that you know that as soon as you teleport, if you get killed, that you just move on into the next area. The second consideration, and the far more important thing, you will notice that I have never done a solo run like this before using the out of bounds glitch. The reason is because if you do the out of bounds glitch, it will not spawn the boss until all of the previous enemies are killed. So when I do these runs on stream, I usually bring 2 people up normally and have them go kill all the enemies. Once the final barrier is down outside of the elevator, then the boss has a potential to spawn. I've actually done it on stream before where I've actually had to wait for the guys before me who are back behind to kill all those final enemies. At that point, I usually shoot turrets and things like that inside the map, but that's just something important to know as you're... In any case, if you have one person go work on the boss and they're very solid, or you leave one person behind and 2 people take the glitched area, it's a great way to save a great deal of time. Because I do this on stream where I go through the out of bounds glitch area, I can almost always get the emblem for everybody. We can get done with more than 5 minutes left on the clock. With these strategies, you should be able to knock out the heroic version with the fire team pretty darn easily. Once you complete 0 hour on heroic, you'll be rewarded with the catalyst as well as 20% of the SIVA needed to unlock the catalyst. The amount of SIVA that you are going to need is going to take longer than the 3 weeks that we have left in the season. But that's okay, because there is still a way if you start right now to get the catalyst completely unlocked. What we're going to need to do is the final portion of 0 hour, which is the puzzle. I did a couple of videos on the 0 hour configuration puzzles back when 0 hour first launched, but I thought it would be time for a quick review for those people who haven't done this and who need to get the catalyst done. The very first thing that you need to do to start the puzzle is you need to go over to the left-hand side in the first opening room. There will be a keypad there that will tell you that you have gotten a certain type of configuration, a solar, an arc, or a void, and that will correspond to the singe for the week on heroic. If you use the out of bounds glitch, it actually works out really well to send one person forward to start to work on the puzzle while the other folks are clearing out all the enemies, and you can get many things done at once. What's cool about this is you can send that one person who's comfortable platforming and maybe can do the glitch, and they can go pick up what's necessary to start the next piece of the configuration puzzle, which is to grab the 3 key cards. This is also going to show you the heroic path that you're going to need to take as well. To make sure that this video doesn't go on too much longer, I'm going to speed up the video, but if you need to slow it down, just use the YouTube configuration to slow it down. What you're going to do first is you're going to go down into this first area here and turn around. There will be a grate underneath the stairs, and that is where the first blue key card will be. After that, continue following the path, and we're going to make our way over to the green key card. One quick note, as you make your way over into this area here, there is a platform you're going to jump down onto. You do not need to hit all 4 of these switches. You only need to hit the switch that I showed you. Follow these pipes over here, over to the area where you need to jump up to, the waterfall area, and go up to door 3. Since you hit that switch, you can go ahead and jump on top of that and make your way up. Some classes will actually not need to open up that door, but it's a nice thing to do in case if you are on a low mobility Titan or on a Warlock that can't get a great deal of height. Max mobility Titans can make their way up there, as can Hunters using Frosties or Stompies. What you're going to do is make your way around into this room here, go over next to this bridge area. You're going to go ahead and see that there is a green key card. This is going to be in the room before you go outside the wall. So if you start going outside the wall and you haven't picked up the green key card yet, you've gone too far. Go backwards into the room right before you go out to the wall and go get that green key card. Make your way via this jumping puzzle. Go ahead and follow the path here. You can take your time when you do this. Make sure you don't rush, because this is the area that a lot of people struggle with. And what you're going to do is you're going to make your way into this small area here right outside the wall. Take a sharp left and there will be another ventilation shaft where you'll find the third and final keypad. What you're going to do is finish out the heroic version of the jumping puzzle. Make your way down this giant ramp here. Jump up here into this vent system here. As soon as you do that, jump on these pipes. Once you make your way on top of these pipes into the next ventilation system, you'll find yourself into the fan room, and everything else is exactly the same as normal mode. Just remember that since you're on heroic, you'll have to take the different path in the grid room before you enter in the main part of the vault. Now that you've done that, you're in the main part of the vault, and it's time to get down to the puzzle. As you leave the fire trap room, you're going to find yourself in the main vault room, and this is its layout. In the middle section, there are a number of columns, but there are 3 computer consoles that are in the middle of the room. There are also a number of rooms that outline the perimeter of this main area. If you've picked up all 3 key cards, you'll be able to start sequencing from one of those 3 consoles. You can see here on screen, I'm going to begin sequencing now. As soon as you start sequencing, the colored lights in all the rooms will light up. You'll notice that on my map, there is a green room, and if you look on the right-hand side of my screen, there are green computer terminals. Down over here by Terminal 3, there is a red room over on the left-hand side, which corresponds to the red room. What we have to do to complete the puzzle is to turn on and lock all of the computers in all of the different rooms. It's a completely randomized puzzle every time, except for one thing. The computer terminals on the inside area of the room tell you which computer consoles you have to hit. What we have to do now is teach you how to read them. There are going to be 2 large circles or dials. What you're going to do is read them in this fashion that you can see here on screen. Each dial is basically broken up like a clock. There are 12 divisions. Look at the computer terminal and see which ones of the circles are lit up. You're going to read the left circle first and then the right. Now that we have a system for reading it, let's go ahead and read the one that is on screen. The left circle is notated as an 8. The right circle is notated as a 4. That gives us the configuration of 8-4. So why is that important? Well, the reason is because that tells us which room you need to activate. Those different codes on the different consoles tell us where we need to go. In the description of this video, I've linked an amazing document that covers every single combination that you need to know for Void Week, Arc Week, and Solar Week. Each week's combination codes are just a little bit different. So having this resource available, you can decode this very, very quickly. Let's go ahead and assume that this is Void Week. That means that we're going to use the Void configuration table that's here on screen. Since we read the first console, console number 1, and it gave us a marking of 8-4, we're going to look at the Void table and figure out where the 8-4 is for console 1. In this case, it tells us to go to room Cyan 2. So what we do is use the map that is here on screen and look for the Cyan room, the room that has all the cyan colors in it. Now that we've figured out what color of room we need to go to, we need to figure out which terminal we need to hit. So since it's Cyan 2, we're going to use the other part of the map, which is the terminal room map. All of the terminal rooms are exactly the same in terms of number. Starting from the right side of the room, and when you enter, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way around the edge of the room. So the number of the terminal doesn't change. The only thing that changes is the color of the room that you need to go to. In this case, I need to hit the number 2 terminal, so this is the one I'm going to hit. The great thing about the document that is in the description box below is that for almost everything, you only need to read one console. However, there are going to be times you're going to need to read console number 3. Luckily, the people in the community who put this together already figured out a way to make it so you don't even ever have to look at console number 2. Just a couple of times you'll actually need to double check your console number 3 because there will be multiple configurations that go along with console 1. All right, let's show you what that looks like in real time. As I enter in the major vault room, I'm going to head up to console number 1. I'm going to start the sequencing puzzle and then look and read it. At this point, the terminals will move to different positions. I read that as 8-4. What I'm going to do then is check on my sheet to see if I have to look at console number 3 at all. If I need to look at console number 3, I go over to console number 3 and take a quick look at it to see if I need to figure out anything else. At this point, I've read that console 1 is 8-4. There's no other combination needed for console number 3, so I need to head to cyan room number 2. As soon as we enter the cyan room, remember which terminal is numbered which. We take a look at our map, we lock this sequence, and then we'll hear this sound. Once you hear that sound, you will see that some time has also been added to your clock. At this point, you're just going to rinse and repeat the process over and over and over again until it's done. At this point, I look at the terminal. This is reading 5-6. We look at our table and we figure out where we need to go. That lets me know that I need to go to red 5. So we're going to go over here to the red room. We're going to go over here, hit red room number 5. We're going to remember where our terminals are. We're going to find terminal number 5. We're going to lock that sequence. At that point, we'll hear the sound. More time is added to the clock, and we just keep going until the process is done. Now, in this case of the video, I'm actually soloing all this, but actually the easiest way to do this is actually to break it apart and get another person into that vault room. If another person could read console number 3 while you're reading console number 2, it makes it go twice as fast. In addition, they can also divide which rooms they are going to take. So for example, I usually have it where the person who's reading the third terminal takes the yellow, red, cyan, and blue rooms, whereas I take the green, purple, and white rooms. If you have a third member of your fire team make it, what they can actually do is go into the boss room and start doing the work. There's no reason why you can't start to kill everything except for the boss in that final room and just have 2 people finishing the puzzle here. Everyone will get credit for it, and then you can make sure that you get the heroic completion done. Once you've activated all the terminals, you will hear and see this. At that point, the bounty will be completed, the void configuration will be taken care of, and you should get the extra SIVA nanites for your catalyst. The first time you complete a configuration, you will also be given an exotic ship blueprint for the scrap ship. And here's a lovely picture of this amazing ship. Haha, just kidding, here it is. So that is everything to do with 0 hour, starting with the Fallen Transponder pieces all the way up through getting the catalyst and the puzzle done in 3 weeks and getting the scrap ship. If you are one of those people that is struggling with this mission or needing help or just wanting to get the Outbreak itself, make sure you stop on by the stream, twitch.tv/manodestra777. I've helped hundreds of people get their 0 hours done, getting their Outbreaks, as well as helping them complete their catalysts and doing other things like that. I really do enjoy this mission as well as Whisper. On that note, I'm going to be doing a video for anyone else who is struggling to get Whisper of the Worms mission done and making sure that you can get the catalyst within 3 weeks. So if you want to see that video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And if you found that this video was helping you out, make sure you leave a like and a comment down below. That lets the YouTube algorithm know that this is good content to share with other people who are trying to get their catalysts and everything else like that done. I'm going to be making a ton of content for Beyond Light, so we hope that you stick around, join the community. We have an amazing Discord. You can find that link down in the description box below, along with all the different pieces of information that I used to get this done. Good hunting, Guardians. I'll see you next time in the universe of Destiny.